Hi, this is Marek from Tryb Solo. Today I'd like to show you a game called Forever Home. It's a game published by Birdwood Games, and thanks for sending it for review. Forever Home is their latest game. It follows the theme of dog park because, again, it's a game about dogs. This time you will not walk the dogs in the park, but you have to find homes for sheltered dogs. So really unique and cool and interesting theme. This is not a Kickstarter game. The game will go straight to retail. You can already pre-order the game on the Birdwood Games website. So no Kickstarters here. You can order it and it will be released, I think, in September, so quite soon. And this is a 1 to 5 player game. You can play it solo, just like Dog Park. And it's not a long game. The box has 20 to 45 minutes. I think it's very true to the actual game time. Now I will show you how the game plays, and then I will tell you what I think about it. This is Forever Home prepared for a multiplayer game. Here we have different types of homes where you can place your dogs in. Here you have the accommodation board. This is the second way to score points in the game. And at the bottom you have market, where you have different dog tokens, and you also have training cards that will tell you which patterns you have to create on your shelter board in order to score points at the end of the game and in order to place dogs in different types of homes. Each player has got a shelter board. Here you have different types of homes. They correspond to the cards on the bottom of this accommodation board. You have the actions you can take, but this shelter board has also got the advanced side, with additional actions. When you place a dog token on one of these actions, you can do them. They allow you to move your dogs or to exchange training cards from your hand with the ones on the market, or exchange dogs from your shelter with the ones on the market. So this is the more advanced side. Home cards are placed here. You have four types of homes. You have city, suburbs, countryside, and foster home. There are more cards in the box, so each time you play the game you will randomly choose one of each type. The city cards give you points for placing different types of dogs. Here you have the suburbs. Here you need to collect a specific set of dogs, so one pink, one green, and one purple. You will get 6 points. For one green and one purple, 3 points. You also have the countryside home, where for each set of 3 dogs of the same type you will score 6 points. And there is the last one, foster home. You will score 1 point for each dog that you place in the foster home. You also have the accommodation board. The accommodation board will give you points at the end of the game. You have these cute dog meeples, and you will place them randomly at each time you play the game. So this section, the left section, will give you points for specific type of dogs in your on your shelter grid. The middle section will give you points for putting most dogs of the correct type across all homes on your shelter board. And here you will score points for putting this type of dogs in as many different homes as you can. At the bottom you have the market, you have training cards. Each training card shows you how many victory points you will get if you complete this card, which pattern you have to complete on your shelter board. You will create the patterns with these cute dog tokens that are, you start the game with 2. There is this market, and there is also this huge bag with different dog tokens. And this training card also tells you how many dogs you can that form this specific pattern can be moved to a home of your choice on your shelter board. What can you do in your turn? You can perform 2 actions, and there are 3 actions to choose from. They are written on your shelter board. You can take a dog, so you can take any of the dogs available on the market. When you take a dog, you have to, let's say I will take this red one, you have to immediately refill the market with a new token, and then you have to place this dog on your shelter board. You cannot place 2 tokens on one spot. Each dog needs to be put in different space here. Second action you can take one of the training cards and put it in your hand. There is a limit of 5 training cards in your hand. You start with 2. You can take additional cards. As I said, each training card has got different pattern that you need to complete. For example, here you need 3 dogs of the same type in one row and 1 dog of other type. Here you need to have 2 dogs of the same type placed diagonally. Different options, different patterns to complete. And the third action you can take is to move your dog. You can move it 1 space in any direction. Of course, as I said before, 2 dogs cannot be placed in one spot, but you can move your dogs around. For example, after completing a training card, you may want to move your dogs to complete another training card. The game ends when one player completes 7 training cards, so this is the most important thing, because completing training cards will trigger end of the game. Also, in your turn, at any moment, if you have a pattern that match one of the training cards in your hand, you can discard this training card. At the end of the game, you will get this number of points. For this card, for example, 0. And when you complete the pattern, you will place this number of dogs at a home of your choice. So let's say I will put these 2 dogs in the countryside. And then you will have to place your this card face down near your shelter board, so other players can see how many training cards you already have completed. As I said, the game continues until someone completes 7 training cards. Then you will calculate your points from the home cards, from the accommodation board, and from the completed training card. The person with most points wins the game. If you want to play this game solo, you will have to use this board, but you will have to use the other side of this board. This is the solo challenge board. You will also use this cute dog meeples, but you will not place them on this board at the start of the game, but you will place them during the game. The solo game lasts 8 rounds. You can play the 9th or 10th round, but you will lose points. So it's good to try to stay within the 8 round limit. And you will play your turn. It works the same as in multiplayer game. You have 3 actions to choose from. You can perform 2 actions. And then after your turn, there will be the automated AI, automated trainer, auto trainer turn. In AI turn, you will reveal the top card from this solo deck, and it will tell you which cards and which dogs you have to remove from the market. You will remove these dogs or cards, sometimes both, and then you will refill the market. So these cards help you to refresh the offer on the market. And if you move to a round with this dog icon, you have to place one of the dogs in one of the spots on the board. So during the game, you will create your own objectives depending on your choice. For example, here, if I put the dogs like this, I will have more purple dogs in my homes than the sum of green and red dogs. Here, dogs in training, I will need to have more blue dogs on my shelter area than pink dogs, and etc, etc. So each time you play the game, it's up to you how you will place the dogs here, and then you will score points at the end of the game. You will also score points for the home cards, and you will score points for completed training cards. If you played more than 8 rounds, you will have to deduct a specific number of points. If you use the advanced board, you will also have to deduct 2 points. After finishing the solo game, you will compare your score with this table here, and you will see how well you played. So this is how you play Forever Home. This is an abstract game. Even though you have this team of dogs and homes that you have to find for the dogs, you have this grid, and you will try to complete training cards. Each training card has got this pattern, and you have to recreate this pattern on your shelter grid in order to move dogs to different homes and to score points. The game is interesting, it plays really fast, the gameplay is super simple in terms of rules. You have 2 actions and you have 3 actions to choose from: take a card, take a dog, or move a dog, and that's basically it. If you manage to create the pattern, you will complete the training card, and that's it. At the end of the game, you will score for training cards, for the accommodation board, and for the home cards. I really like that you have different ways of scoring this game. Training cards are something you have to do because completing 7 training cards triggers the end of the game, so this is something you will try to do in every game. But the home cards are different in each game, and the accommodation board looks different. It's randomized, so even though each time you play the game you will do different things, the scoring conditions will be different each time you play it. So it's really cool. As I said, easy rules, it's easy to explain, and plays really quick. I think 20-30 minutes is maximum. The box is really small. This is another great advantage because you can easily take this game with you on holidays or on a trip. It looks great. It looks amazing, just like Dog Park. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's the same artist who did all the artwork, because all the dogs and everything looks very similar to Dog Park, even the font used in this game. So if you like the art style of Dog Park, you will like the art in this game. The solo mode is basically beat your own score type of game. I prefer always a game where you have automa, but to be honest, the multiplayer game here is also kind of solitaire, because each player has got a separate shelter board, and each player tries to, complete the training card on his or her board. So the only player interaction in this game is the common market of dogs and cards, but that's basically it. So the solo game is not different from the multiplayer game. You have this auto trainer, but the only thing it does is take some cards from the market and discards it. But I liked that in solo mode you also create the scoring conditions, you can say, dynamically during the game, because each round you add 1 nipple dog to one of the 3 spots on the scoring board, and at the end of the game you have your unique scoring conditions. So this is really cool, because it's up to you how you score in each game, apart from the home cards and from the training cards. The only con of this game is that this theme of these dogs and shelter and finding homes for sheltered dogs is kind of here when you look at the cards and when you look at the box, but when you play the game you don't really feel the theme of this game. It can be a game about chickens, about I don't know, hedgehogs, about anything, because in Dog Park I had the feeling that what I'm doing in Dog Park, it really represents walking a dog in the park. You had different walkers, you had these toys and snacks and everything, and I think Dog Park was more connected with the dog theme of the game, and here this is more like abstract. I like dogs, I have a dog, so for me when I see a dog on the cover, it's really I already like this game because there are some games about cats, a lot of them I think, and not so many games about dogs. But don't expect a lot of theme when you start playing it, because when you start playing it, it's a typical abstract game. Take a card, take a token, play the token, complete the pattern, and score points. But if you like dogs, if you like a lighter abstract game, because this is not a very brain-burning game that you will play and you will have a headache, this is kind of light game. You can play with up 5 players. So if you like dogs and abstract games, you should try Forever Home. It's available on Birdwood Games website, no Kickstarter or anything. So really cool, light, you can say even family plus abstract game. Click the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I would be delighted if you do. Visit me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I will leave links in the description of the video. I will also leave link to Birdwood Games website in the description. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.